In the early 2000s, the online world was a primitive land. On a small corner of this nascent internet, a discussion thread appeared, sparking a decades-long search for a fragmented memory, a shared fear. That mystery is called Hitogata, the white humanoid figures. In 2004, a topic on the 2chan forum discussed commercials that haunted users as children. One comment stood out, a terrifyingly creepy commercial. Two white figures on a black background. A clanging sound rang out. The text said, "Every 2 seconds, one person on Earth dies." When the sound repeated, one figure disappeared, then it returned, and the other vanished. It just kept repeating. This strange comment sparked immediate interest. The poster insisted it was not an educational video, but a TV commercial. They added, "I'm pretty sure the sound was a railroad crossing. I don't remember who the sponsor was, but I think it was a government ad. To prevent railroad accidents or suicide. I remember it being really scary." Another user replied with a crude drawing. Perhaps the figure looks something like this? The image file was named Hitogata, or human form, and the name stuck. Using this image, a third user created the first recreation, one of the closest models ever made, of the alleged ad. Although it attracted attention, no one could find the original. The topic died down, but the story was revived on other forums, attracting theories. Some believed it was an educational video shown only in schools, but others firmly refuted this, stating they had seen Hitogata on TV late at night. One user wrote a very detailed account. "From what I remember, I think it didn't just air late at night, but also in the evening and at night, even during prime time. It was also broadcast frequently. I don't remember if the background music was the sound of a railroad crossing. However, I'm pretty sure it was black. I think the background music was a clanging sound, like in the recreation. It sounded like a railroad crossing, but not too harsh. The atmosphere was truly creepy." With so many conflicting opinions, the search stalled. Hitogata turned into an urban legend. In the late 2000s, dedicated search threads reappeared. New recreations emerged. A 2010 version omitted the railroad crossing. A 2014 version used clearer figures. By 2017, a final recreation returned to the railroad tracks, but the common thread remained. The haunting text, "Every 2 seconds, one person on Earth dies." Witness testimony flooded in, each adding a new, contradictory layer. One prominent comment claimed to see it in the early evening. "If I remember correctly, the recreation of the flashing is very accurate, especially the point where the two genders of the Hitogata are clearly distinguished. This, if not remembered very clearly, would surely be unknown." However, the phrase, "every 2 seconds, one person," perhaps it refers to the child mortality rate in poor countries. Thinking of it that way, it makes sense that the Hitogata distinguished between male and female. Another witness was even more specific, disagreeing on the details. "I saw it between 3 to p.m. when Ubre ran animes like Ranma or Dragon Ball. The figures I saw had much clearer outlines. In the recreation, it's blurry and distorted, but I'm sure the face was round and the hands were pointed. There was no narration, just the clanging sound." On the wiki, it says every 2 seconds, but it wasn't that slow. It was equivalent to the speed of a crossing gate. The Hitogata also bobbed up and down, alternating left and right, just like a crossing gate. Based on these accounts, a map was created. Red areas like Hokkaido and Osaka had the most sightings. This aligned with population density, but also led to a major theory. Hitogata was linked to areas with dense railway networks. The ad, it was believed, was a public service announcement to prevent railway accidents or suicides, a pressing issue in Japan. However, this link was never confirmed. The phrase itself, "every 2 seconds, one person on Earth dies," was also a problem. A witness from 2008 added, "The train whistle sound came from the TV. Just as I thought. How scary." In my head, there was the narration, "every 2 seconds, one person." It's quite a vivid memory. But this vivid memory was statistically incorrect. Based on 1995 data, the worldwide mortality rate was actually 3 people every 2 seconds, a significant difference. This discrepancy led to theories. Perhaps the slogan was misremembered or referred to a specific group, like "one person dies in an accident," or perhaps the ad's purpose wasn't to be accurate, but simply to create a sense of fear. So which organization was behind it? Suspicion fell on AC Japan, a non-profit famous for strange public service announcements. Many speculated that a clip as bizarre as Hitogata must be from them. However, an anonymous user claimed to have contacted the organization and received a reply that they had never produced or heard of the white humanoid figures. Their archives showed nothing. UNICEF was also a suspected organization because of the phrase "about death," but once again, no one could find any advertisement from this organization that looked anything like the clip mentioned. The investigation shifted to railway companies. JR East, known for its No to Railroad Accidents campaign, had similar ads with flashing images and clanging sounds. The commercials in this series often included many flashing images, continuous clanging sounds of crossing gates, and many cautionary texts, but after reviewing their archives, none of the clips completely matched the description. With all leads exhausted, the hunt reached a standstill. Since the 1960s, Japan has published annual advertising yearbooks. While many strange commercials have been found, nothing resembling Hitogata has yet to appear. This raised a new unsettling question. Was the ad even real? Investigators found many similar commercials that could have been combined in memory. The first clue was an ad for the fashion brand Jeans Factory. Its white figures were very similar, but there was a major problem. Its broadcast time and location, Chugoku, did not match witness reports. Another suspect was Jungle Short Creepy promo from 1992. It featured a blurry doll and flashing lights, and was pulled from the air after many complaints, which could explain Hitogata's sudden disappearance. A third suspect was a 1960-second sci-fi show called Unkakui, which had a scene with 2 white souls on railroad tracks. It had the visuals, but it was a TV show, not a commercial. Dozens of videos were proposed, but none were a perfect match. After so many fruitless attempts, the internet community began to accept a difficult conclusion. Hitogata was likely a case of false memory, piecing together details from several different sources. Human memory is prone to confusion, especially from childhood. A classic example is the Evil Farming Game, a mystery about a game where a farmer kills his wife. After years of searching, it was discovered to be just a dream the original poster had after watching a YouTube video. The details from the dream entered his mind as a vague memory, creating the story. So, could Hitogata also be just such a misunderstanding? This is where the mystery deepens. Unlike the Evil Farming Game, which came from one person, Hitogata has many witnesses who claim to see it, all with strikingly similar core details. The content of their stories is also quite similar, making the possibility of a mass false memory on this scale very, very low. If that's the case, does Hitogata really exist? Could it be stored on a forgotten tape, archived in some hidden corner of the internet? To this day, no significant new clues have emerged, and until something important is discovered, the mysterious story of Hitogata will remain an unsolved file.